You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, a.k.a. BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Snakewood and that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spider Loke. You know, I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Jeter, gratitude is the attitude. The show is a blessing to be back in the Black Box as we blow a succession. The constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. Those are the 7 C's as we navigate upon them. I am the captain of the ship, SPI Easty, a.k.a. VJ Keyway, DJ Vlad. I offered an apology for the comments he made about Farrakhan years back. Big Ant, the spokesman, UPT TV, Urban Politicians TV. He reacted. His title says, DJ Vlad gives fake apology to Mr. Farrakhan for comments made on an interview. Willie D is interviewing him. With no further ado, let's see what DJ Vlad and Willie D have been up to. Let's see if this apology comes across as authentic and genuine to us. Oh, my mama.
I was on your show, it was like 2020, I think, right?
About that time, yeah.
That was 2020.
Yes.
And that's because something very interesting happened around that time.
Yeah.
So we're going to get right into that.
Yeah.
You've built your platform off of Black culture and voices. And yet...
I hate that Vlad did not make any sound or gesture to acknowledge, to agree to what Willie D started off that first statement. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear it.
When it came to Farrakhan, you misquoted him and refused to apologize, and which led to a lot of people in the hip-hop community coming at you and disassociating themselves with you, most notably Godfrey and Lord Jamar, who were regulars on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't disassociate myself with you. I remained friends with you.
Correct.
But I did boycott doing your show.
Yes.
I boycotted the show. And,
right.
And you know, you made a statement that read, at the time, you said, on Friday, Vlad TV posted an interview with D.L. Hughley where I referenced part of Farrakhan's speech about Jews. After our interview was released, so where you stand today?
I've changed my stance about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why did you do that?
Well, at the time, I had some people around me who I thought had my best intentions, who I realized later on didn't and had their own agendas. And sometimes when you get into situations like this, you choose the people around you as opposed to the public, because the people around you are the people you being my actual friend and us talking about it for years and years, I felt that if I was going to do it, I was going to do it on this platform, because I've done dozens of interviews since then, right? And I've always said before my interviews, no Farrakhan questions. And everyone's always respected that, just like I respect people when they come to my platform too. You can't take a person's whole story and say, well, I don't like this one phrase he used on this one day, and throw away all the other accomplishments. That's just not.
Oh, wow. A phrase can be indicative of integrity and character. Accomplishments, not necessarily. You don't weigh what comes out of your mouth that reveals your inner structure against things that you have accomplished. Those don't even go in the same conversation, bro. You're not talk. It's some people that's listening to you that ain't no dummy, and Willie D ain't no dummy either. But I don't know. That's like a arrogant, insulting answer to that question, bro. Oh, my mama.
Fair.
Right.
And at the end of the day, also, it's just words, right? Like, I've never heard of Farrakhan saying something that triggered violence or triggered economic catastrophes or anything else like that. He said what he said. Some people, accept it. Some people don't. But ultimately, I've never heard of the Jewish community being hurt by Farrakhan's words.
Having the capacity to apologize
Yeah.
is not a weakness, it's an attribute.
Yeah. And let me be clear, I'd like to apologize to Minister Farrakhan for misquoting him back in 2020. Period.
Big Ant ain't buying it. Look at him. What about y'all? Let me know in the comments. Y'all buying it? Is he sincere? Is this genuine? Or is he patronizing the community and Willie D? Because you know he a fan of Willie D, but he has become so arrogant, it seems, to the culture that he is bigger than being a fan. He feel like he's a part of the culture, or he's bigger than being a fan of the culture. He's went from fan to friend with the legendary Willie D. So his position is, his ego is often at the forefront of his perspective on a lot of issues. Oh, my mama.
There you go.
No ifs, but, or anything else like that. Point blank, period. This is what I'm doing on your show.
Now that's honorable.
Thank you.
That's honorable.
And also, let me just say, this was not a decision based on pressure by anybody.
I think Willie D should have allowed that apology to go out to Mr. Farrakhan. And the same way when you started off saying that he built his platform off of blacks and he remained silent, you should have remained silent to soften that moment for him and allow his ego to be fed by calling that honorable. It kind of like tore down the apology. You did not need to patronize him by calling that honorable. That was very easy. Just because it was so much easier because you call it honorable. Had you allowed that moment to just drop into silence and let that be between he and the individual that he insulted and let him wonder and wait for somebody from that side to speak on it or leave him hanging, this moment would have been far more effective, Mr. D. Oh, my mama.
By financial duress. It's not like I have to do this in order to turn the company around. The company's been doing fine all these years. It's not because I'm trying to get to a certain guest and by doing this and so forth. No, there's no reason behind this except for it's the right thing to do.
I bet you he has calculated what he went through with Marlon Wayans to some degree connected to what happened with Farrakhan. So I don't believe what he's saying is that true. I think there's a shift from some of the elite melanated entertainers and how they view his platform in general. He's not getting the same exact reception when he reaches out. I don't think Marlon Wayans is the only one. And to some degree, I think all of this is part of a campaign to restore that rapport that he believes he once enjoyed. Oh, my mama.
Oh, yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in and look what the good springtime wind that decided to blow in on this here Monday. DJ Vlad making an appearance on Willie D YouTube channel, and Willie D questioned him live in the flesh and direct about the misquote, as he likes to call it, concerning Mr. Farrakhan back in 2020, where he brought in DL House nigga Hughley to do his dirty work and take shots at Mr. Minister Farrakhan after he knew what he was doing, manipulating a speech that he had held on July 4th, 2020. Vlad took out pieces of that speech, cut it and edited it, and presented it to like he was pushing a different message than what he was actually pushing to D.L. Hughley. And he knew that D.L. Hughley didn't care to really do the real research and got him to speak negatively towards Minister Farrakhan. Is that what you call a misquote? Nah, that's what you call spread misinformation, propaganda, and projecting a lie. You can qualify it under misinformation, and that's why I'm calling this right here a fake apology. And I'm going to tell you like this. I see through it, Vlad. You ain't going to piss on me and tell me it's raining. And I had links in the description where you can watch the clip at the beginning and full on Willie D YouTube channel. Willie D Conversations, and also tap into the Willie D Live. They talk more in depth about other things as well with this. They did work together throughout the years. Willie D, Ghetto Boys, H-Time, Texas, and things like that. But he talked about it to him right there in direct. Hey, my nigga, I fell back from you off your channel when this happened right here. Been 5 years. And let me tell y'all like this. I didn't need Vlad to come on here and tell us that he was telling people not to ask him about Minister Farrakhan. Nigga, we knew that already. Because how do you keep going doing all these interviews? And this is a very, very controversial thing back in 2020. I covered it then myself. And nigga, you doing all these interviews that ain't nobody asked you about it? Nigga been knew what it was. Niggas, he done went on platforms that fell back from him, that said they fell back from him for that reason, and they never asked him about it. I said, oh, he telling niggas not to answer. Nigga, we didn't need you to come out and tell us that, but whatever. Now, when it comes to this, he's misrepresenting this conversation still with this apology because he's calling it a simple misquote. For y'all that don't know or wasn't around or don't understand what really happened, Mr. Farrakhan gave this speech 2020, July the 4th. He talked about people, specifically certain individuals that were saying they are Jewish or claim to be Jewish, and he said that y'all are using the Jewish in a wrong manner. He said he spoke highly of Jewish people. And y'all heard Vlad say it right there. Minister Farrakhan never pushed hate on Jewish people. He never caused any damage, never caused any pain, never got anything done bad to the Jewish community. He does not have hate for that community at all. But Vlad ran the narrative like he did because he said throw stones of truth at the ones that are pushing lies. But Vlad made it seem like he was out here trying to cause a war or cause damage or hate. And Vlad knew that. He knew there was full context, but he used a certain piece. That's not misquoting, my nigga. That's choosing to take it another direction. Now, when Vlad was asked to apologize, he decided to stand firm on no. Got asked again, told no. My bad. Had direct contact with people that's in that circle with the NOI, it was still telling people no. Now, he said that some of his conversations were misrepresented. He had to fall back from people, whatever. Now, the other two, Lord Jamar and Godfrey, they were the ones that left Vlad TV because they had eventually told him, hey, bro, we're going to have to stop working with you if you're not going to apologize. And Vlad said, hey, man, well, from what they say, my numbers has been as good as any month, and they up as they ever been. It's 2020, and y'all haven't been on the channel.
No idea.
What do you say about that?
We'll say that one more time.
I said a lot of people think that you and I are being soft on him right now because
It's not about being soft because I addressed it to him. I said, Vlad, people are coming at me. So they said that you didn't apologize. You said, hey, I misquoted him. I said, but Nick Cannon straight up apologized to your folks. You got upset about it and you got mad about it. So you have to take that same intensity with our folks. You have to take that same intensity with our folks. With the minister, you have to listen to his whole speech. You can't just grab a piece of that because you don't like him.
you're going to be on code with our people. So today, so what did he say? He said he's sticking to his guns. He's not apologizing. All right, well, you've now lost two of your biggest draws to your channel. Now, right now, he's saying, oh, I had the biggest month ever, without certain people on the channel. And I was one of them. I wasn't on the channel this past month, but he's saying he had his biggest month. All right, cool. Well,
meaning, hey, nigga, I don't need y'all, and I'm not going to apologize because if I apologize, it's going to make me look weak in my eyes. Or, hey, man, if I apologize now, I'm going to have to always apologize. He didn't want to give
All right, we're going to pause this video real quick because I got a special call in from a special guest. I found myself in a similar situation to what Vlad is in currently, coming out his mouth disrespectful toward the minister. And I personally severed a relationship with a longtime friend of mine, Brother Cam. And it took some years for us to mend that. So I reached out to him I was doing this reaction about Vlad's apology, just to see someone who is dearly attached to the minister, who gets personally offended when the minister is offended, to get his input on Vlad's apology. So Brother Cam, please let us know your thoughts on the apology. I know you've seen it.
Yeah, I just posted a little something a little while ago. Minister Farrakhan don't even know who that cave boy is, and he's so far above that. But myself, just like as a 35-year-old veteran FOI soldier in the Nation of Islam of Minister Farrakhan, like we not playing that. We don't buy that. It took him 5 years to say 30 seconds or 60 seconds, something that he knew 5 years ago. So, I think he's under the pressure of what's going on with Adam 22 and all that, everybody being awake and made aware on Resurrection Day about these parasites that, that been infesting our communities and sucking the life out of our communities. So now, just the nature of a parasite, once you're aware of them, then they got to act like, that they really ain't your enemies or whatever. So we don't need no apology. I don't accept it. I don't speak for Farrakhan, but I'm speaking for myself as an FOI. I don't care. Willie D is my bro. If he accept that, then based on his love for or respect for Farrakhan, but as you ask an FOI, like we ain't falling for that.
I respect it. I assume that will be your response in general. I already gave my reaction, so you don't even know how much your reaction lined up with mine. Appreciate you taking the time to lend your voice to this subject matter. I know this right up your alley, man. You can go ahead and say a couple last words if you want. And I'm gonna let you go and wrap up this reaction.
Nah, just do your thing, SPI, and then sometime maybe later on tonight or tomorrow or something, me and you could just do a whole little episode on your thing about it. But yeah, just handle your business. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with you, so I already know what you want.
Appreciate you. Right. Much love. There y'all have it. So we got some input from somebody that really mattered. Just to give a little more backdrop, when Nipsey Hussle passed, Farrakhan spoke at the funeral. Now, I was raised in a religious setting, Protestant, and from day one, almost like y'all understand Crip versus Blood, I was always taught Protestant versus Muslim, that they was like the enemy or the less closer to God or whatever. And I've also been very educated on the subject matter of 666 and the mark of the beast from the Seventh-day Adventist standpoint, Protestant. So at the funeral, Farrakhan got to speak, and he was drawing a correlation between 666 in the Bible and the 6 times 10 and the 60s, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was loaded, and the way the entire Staples Center seemed to applaud what he was saying, I felt like, damn. Am I the only one in here realizing this ain't really hitting, making the sense that he whoop, wop, wop? And I'm getting loaded. Rest in peace, Puto. Me and Puto in the Staples Center getting faded, blowing all that. So when I get home, I go live and I respond to what Farrakhan said. And in my lack of judgment, I didn't use any tact. I was extremely disrespectful. I didn't just disagree with him, but I just came off addressing him like he was a nail in the streets, not really thinking of the impact it was going to make. And my brother Cam was offended. A lot of his brothers offended. And I realized it very soon thereafter and extended an apology that wasn't quite accepted or wasn't quite heard. And I took an opportunity just last year to pop up on Cam Live and re-extend the apology, and we got it together because I realized what I said was, I also became a lot more educated on what Farrakhan has represented for us as a people. So I knew his input was going to be valuable here. But when it comes to Vlad personally, bro, a lot of times I don't get involved in the conversation about Vlad being a vulture or if he's appropriate for the culture or not, because I know a lot of things that are, I used to smoke cigarettes for 21 years and things of that nature. It's never that I think cigarettes are good for me, but at the time I utilized them. And Vlad's platform, No Jumper, and others similar to it, whether it's the perfect situation or not, these are things that we have utilized, and I can accept that. So I don't want to tear it. Vlad's, I never really chime in on the things that the culture really agree on because I have a personal situation with Vlad that it's just so hard for me to understand. So I don't really understand anytime Vlad tries to position himself as someone that's fair to the culture. Because me, being an organic member of this culture, accepted Vlad into it when he was absolutely nobody at the bottom of the totem pole. And he's just totally has not reciprocated that energy throughout the course of his rise to success or whatever. He acts oblivious to why it would make sense for he and I to have a conversation on a platform in an interview type setting, although his platform reached out to me in 2017 and requested such, and it just never followed through. And the reason why this is puzzling to me is not because I'm such a great guy or I have so many accolades or accomplishments, but however, like I say, before Vlad,
I was on your show. It was like 2020, I think.
I didn't mean to do that. Before Vlad was anybody, man. He was DJ.
For whatever reason, they changed their mind about going and getting in the club and turn right back around and stop the valet from parking.
He was DJ Vlad the Butcher, right? This has to be like 05, 06 at the latest. And we in 8-track Gangster, South Central. Shout out in Hefe. We in the trenches. And you see his DJVlad.com mixtape, wooty woo wop. This was upon his request. I was oblivious to who he was. He asked for the opportunity. I was signed to a major label. And I gave him this opportunity to come into the jungle, into the trenches, and he was safe, and he got good content. I got more clips than this. This is just a 50-second clip, just to give you an idea, right? So after this, somehow Vlad finds himself outside of my caliber of, I don't know what you would call it, but I'm gonna just let the clip play.
Car, somebody ran up behind the homie.
Oh, so Buck wasn't wearing it?
No, Buck wasn't wearing it. Buck wasn't even
present. But it was his chain?
It was blown to him.
Okay, but his man was wearing it?
Exactly. Just so happened I met Buck the very next day. He came to Atlanta, and we chopped it up about the chain for a few times. And I just jumped on the phone and contacted a few people. It stirred up a lot of activity behind that chain. Behind my few phone calls, a whole lot of other phone calls was made. Right. We got a whole lot of feedback about that chain. And a lot of people who probably would have gave a fuck less about the chain showed some interest. That's my little involvement in the chain. I really didn't have nothing to do with it.
They're looking, as far as a thorough dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of like, it was good. It was a good introduction. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to the whole unit though. All my unit of G's, Buck, Banks, Yayo, Fifth, Olivia. It's our time. We're going to keep shining, keep getting it. Vlad the Butcher, my nigga, stay cutting it up, man. Don't stop. They can't take it no way. It's your world, boy.
That young man right there is like 30 years old now. But yeah, so since then, I've never violated, disrespected, did nothing to Vlad, bro. Nothing. Anything that would be considered negative done to one toward the other was him to me. The next juncture in our relationship was after he asked me to be a part of that. Some months later down the line, since he was a DJ, I asked him to host a mixtape for me. He told me he didn't feel comfortable because he works with Black Wall Street. And to me, that was it was so surprising. It was however, through fucking with 40 Glock though, down the time, we got on the phone, squashed all that. He apologized. Similar apology to right there. Didn't really feel it because 40 Glock was really pushing us to get back to communicating because we was doing the graveyard shift. He wanted to utilize his Vlad platform to promote it. He had a relationship with Vlad, and I had stood on whatever me and Vlad had did last. He fucked with Black Wall Street, fee-nucky. And then 40 Glock, so he got us on the phone, and he gave me a similar patronizing apology. And no communication since then. 2017, his platform reached out. I responded when they asked about being interested in doing an interview. I was like, question mark Vlad himself. No more response. I waited a couple weeks. So what's happening? They was like, are we not interested this time? And then to this date, he keeps this whatever going on. So I don't understand anytime he tries to act like he's coming from a genuine place, because I know he's been less than genuine in our interaction. That's just my personal input on it. I think Vlad has a very difficult time keeping it a Google on my mama that day in that driveway right there. This arrogance, this ego that he possesses that causes him to feel like for some reason he's on a different level than me. It didn't exist. Come on, Vlad. Keep it a Google, fool.
Google gang, straight legend. Google gang, SBI. Google gang, Google gang in here. You better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, baby.
Bottom line, love life, show us a blessing. Pull up politic and blow us a session. Spot a local most easty. No mistaking the station. They making them statements. We waking and baking. Word of the day, EC on replay. The marijuana-thon with VJ Keyway. BS and BS. Killing on the track in the black box. We never put feelings over facts. Bay Machiavelli, run me the bread. I don't get mad, I get money instead. I be high, you can tell by a nigga eyes. But wise enough to enterprise, you dig a lies. Contemplating with the Google gang, conversating. Counting coins while these cowards in the comments hating. Only thing count, my count getting another comma. I'm a magnet to the money on my mother mama.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, gang.
If you can't keep it a Google, then don't mention me. Run a check through the set, I bet them niggas mention me. Red Bull and Hennessy, I keep the same energy. No matter on a solo or a couple homies with me. Tell them come get me if they want confrontation. I keep a couple shooters with me. And we right here waiting on shit to pop off. Take a nigga top off, you tempt me. All that BS, you can miss me. Slide down Century, doing about 60 in the gutter lane. Faded off yak and drop the pistol, hopping out the rain. I won't change, keep it a Google the only way. Mention me, I come out and play. That's on the gang. We are not the same. I ain't nothing like these rap niggas. Hanging with bangers, no bodyguards. We all strapped, nigga. All truth, no lies. Facts over feelings. We ain't gonna start something we can't finish. Google gang.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google gang.
Nigga Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Bud, C-Mac, shout out my loc, Spider Loc, cuz. Nate Bud, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, Craig.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the Black Box. Whoa! With Spider Loc, Most Eastie, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!